Tai Chi ruler. The Tai Chi ruler is designed after the Chinese sword handle, has a knot in the middle. Some of them have 2 extra knots which correspond to the U meridian on your back, but the main knot in the middle is to focus energy through the governing and conception channels that run in the body. So the governing goes up your spine, kind of like a candy cane, curls up to the palate of your mouth. Conception goes down the rest of your body through the center. So you're trying to keep this ruler centered with your body as you do these circular exercises. The Chinese have a concept called forming the pearl, which corresponds to this knot in the middle. So as you're doing it, kind of imagine, like I'm holding a ping pong ball, but imagine this being inside your body, and it's kind of moving down this path through your system and going up your spine and around like that. So that would be forming the pearl. The energy flow is continuous through this, through this conception and governing channel, but you want to basically have a tangible awareness of almost like a knot, like a concentration of energy, because then you can feel it flowing through your body as you're making these circular movements. So I'm going to get rid of this. So the first exercise, and there are at least 7 internal maps. One is the fire path, one is the water path, another one is air, earth, and heaven, and then there's 2 other ones that I teach in the course as well that we'll talk about. And then there's also your external energy, like the Chinese call it Wei Qi, we would call it an aura, but it goes around your belt channel, and there's an exercise for that. All of these are detailed in the course. You really need the internal maps to do these exercises correctly. But the first one, the most common one, is you have meridian points on your feet, on the bottom of your feet. Other people call them reflex points, like in reflexology. They correspond to your organs. So a lot of times you're going to be shifting your body weight back and forth. Martially, this would also equate to accepting some momentum, kind of sitting into the leg, your spine a little bit rounded, so you could push off the leg and have be grounded, have strength, as opposed to being off balance. That's not important for the internal exercise, but that's also the principle of what they're trying to teach when they use it in Tai Chi to teach integrated body strength. So the first exercise, we talked about this map going around your body that I illustrated with the ping pong ball. You're just going to bring the energy down. So here would be going down my forehead like this, down my body, towards my groin, my perineum. Then to go up my tailbone, my spine, back of my neck, back of my skull, top of my head, down my forehead to my palate. My tongue would be touching the palate behind the teeth, and then it would continue on this circular path. Okay, so here I would exhale and inhale, bringing it up the spine. Now, it doesn't really matter how big you make these circles. Some systems will do really big, exaggerated movements like this, and other systems will, really just make this small movement. Inside the body is really the important part. So even if I make real tiny circles, I can still feel the energy go up my spine and down my front. So that's the important part of the exercise. And most people will do something that's similar to their, the length of their torso. And that's the main exercise. That's the microcosmic orbit, the path through the path of fire. Now there's also a path for water, a path for earth, a path for heaven, and a path for wind or air.